How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I wanted to make this video because I felt really compelled due to the recent events that has occurred within the last month. I'm talking about the Ukrainian immigrant who was stabbed to death in a train in one of the Carolinas. I'm not sure if it was South or North Carolina. And then there was a hacking to death in Dallas, Texas, of a motel manager by an illegal immigrant, basically in front of his wife and kids. And obviously, if you've been hiding under a rock and you don't know, Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck and died in front of everybody in Utah. So this occurred basically the past month, actually just last week. So I wanted to make this video because I wanted to show you the importance of Second Amendment. Obviously, my channel is based around camping, crawling, but my biggest passion is 2A, Second Amendment, shooting and exercising it. So I really wanted to share this video because of that. Also, because I have not seen any videos about how to obtain a CCW license in LAPD, specifically through LAPD. So I've seen a bunch of videos out there about LASD, but nothing about LAPD. Plus, I want to share my experience of how I obtained the LAPD permit and then renewing it, which I recently just did. So I wanted to share that information to you since you're not going to see that online. Trust me, I scrubbed YouTube and I have not seen any videos showing specifically LAPD. There was one that showed LAPD, and that was 2 years ago, but it didn't talk about how to go apply for it. It didn't talk about how to renew it. Not in depth the way I'm going to show it to you. So, yep, I'm going to show you how I went ahead with that process. Plus, I'm also going to share my renewal and how I got my training done, and then additional permits that I was able to obtain, which is pretty cool. And I don't know of any other places that offer this here around LA with a really good price. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys on this video. So I'm going to go through that process with you right now. All right, guys. So when you log into the LAPD website, this is what you come across when you go to CCW carry section. It explains there what are the guidelines, what are the restrictions, what are the requirements, what are the fees. You basically fill out the application online, send it in. Once you do that, they're going to email you back or call you back. For me personally, it took me quite a bit. It took me a couple months to hear back. I called them actually and asked them what my status is. And then they said, yeah, they have my application and that they're going through it. There's just a lot of applicants. So just bear with them. But yeah, once I received that notification, I was told to show up to a place to interview. Actually, it was like by Dodger Stadium, by the LAPD Academy. I was assigned a detective who basically grilled me about my history, asked me what type of character I am, basically just to really screen you out to make sure that you're the right and fit person to have this CCW permit. Because, obviously you don't want somebody who just wants to have a gun around just to try to shoot people. That's not what this is for, right? So anyway, once you get the interview done. I was told that just wait a little bit, and we'll tell you what the next steps are. And also, in the meantime, you can go ahead and get your live scan done if you want, or you can go ahead and get your training done if you want. You can wait though. And I ended up going getting my live scan done because I knew for a fact that I was gonna pass the background. Um, so right away, I got that done, and then I got my training done. And sure enough, within um, a couple of days after getting that done, I was told that I'm good to go. So if you already got your training done, please submit your certificate. I went ahead and submitted mine. There's actually an error in mine because one of the serial numbers was incorrect. I had to get that corrected. But after that, I was notified that, yep, everything is good to go. And now you have a date to go ahead and pick up your CCW permit at the LAPD headquarters. I went ahead and got that done. So as you see right here for the renewal, it's a different process. It used to be 4 hours for a renewal, but now it's 8 hours. And the initial previously used to be 8 hours only. But now the initial training to get a CCW permit in California or LA is now 16 hours, unfortunately. So this is what you need to do. It tells you that you just gotta provide proof of residency and all of that stuff. It didn't need me to have a live scan done again, which is pretty cool. I just had to pay the fees, and then I need to make sure that I end up going to one of these approved schools, which I'll show you later. Guys, make sure that when you do this, it has to be an LAPD approved school, training, or academy. It can't just be any training academy because, even if they claim that they can provide a California CCW permit, if they're not on the website that LAPD provides, they are going to turn you down. So make sure that you just do the right thing, follow that through, or you're just going to be wasting your money. Um, but yep, it tells you right here what you need to do for the live scan and all of that stuff. Um, Again, I didn't need to do that the second time around for a renewal. Everything went by pretty quickly, and so here, the firearms training course, it tells you that you have 90 days to complete the training once they notify you that you've gone to the next steps. Um, so just make sure that you get that done within 90 days because otherwise you're going to have to reapply again. Don't let that time lapse. Go ahead and get the training done and make sure that you do it through one of the approved academy or school or training places that LAPD has on their website, which is going to be right here, which I'll show to you. So what's cool about all these other places listed on the providers list is there's quite a bit of them. You'll see it's quite a bit. It's like plenty of places to choose from, right? The place I went to do my initial one is still listed here. I ended up not going with them this time around because they were quite pricey. And I understand inflation, now doubling the requirements for, time, right? Instead of the 4 hour renewal, now it's 8 hours. I understood all that. But I just wanted to make sure that I also got a good place to train. So I ended up checking out this place, Medic Up Consulting, and the training actually took place in Burro Canyon in Azusa. So as you see right here, this is the 16-hour course. $395.98 initially. But what's cool here is the Arizona CCW endorsement. Guys, I'm going to talk about that quite a bit because that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's for $95. you can get the Arizona CCW endorsement. So it comes up to about $490.98. And then actually getting and choosing and picking the time that you want to do your training, there's quite a bit of choices. So for me, the 8 hour renewal, actually, I signed up for it only a day before. And, yeah, 195 plus $95. But, there's so many availability, the dates ahead. There's a lot of dates you can choose from. I chose, to get mine done a couple weeks ago, again, the next day. And then I chose the Arizona CCW endorsement. I ended up paying only $290. So not too bad at all. So as you see right here, this is what you're gonna receive once you apply to renew your CCW. As you see right there, it's July 17th was when I applied to renew it, and after that, basically took a couple of weeks. I think less than a month for sure. You'll see it in the next slide here that it didn't take too long at all before I was able to renew the CCW permit through LAPD. And basically, you just need to hold tight. Tells you that there is no interview this time around. Um, but again, like I said, it was a pretty quick process. No need to do another live scan. So that's definitely a plus. And basically, you just need to really complete your training and you would be good to go. So here on this next slide here, this is what it looks like once you are allowed to go ahead and complete your training. So it tells you right here now that your application has advanced and you must now successfully complete the requested firearm training and qualification course. And then this is what's going to look like once you do all that, once you've completed the training, nothing else you need to do. You are basically going to receive this email. So as you see there, now that was September 3rd. So from the initial application to renew, that was July 17th to September 3rd. Not too bad, but actually you have to wait a couple more weeks after that because that's when you are actually going to be able to pick up your permit. So I picked mine up on September 17th. Now, this is what it's going to look like once you apply, okay, for the Arizona CCW. So Medic Up Consulting, once you complete the training, they'll give you a website to follow. You basically fill out your initial application there. Basically, you need to complete either a live scan or fingerprints. I chose the fingerprints. I submitted that, and this is didn't take too long. Took about a week or so, and then I was approved. So, yep, there you have it. Okay, so as I mentioned, through Medic Up Consulting, they're able to provide you the Arizona CCW permit. They provide you the website to follow through. This is what it's going to look like. You're just going to go in there, fill out all your information, date of birth, name, address, social security number, state where you were born, some other information, height, weight, hair color, eye color, all of that, telephone number, email address. And they ask you to create a password, provide your address right there. And then this is the section where you're able to attach documents. And then basically you're going to go upload those items that they require you and ask you to submit. And then Once you complete all of that, you can go ahead and upload them, and then you can follow the progress. So this is the real meat and potatoes of why you want to apply for an Arizona CCW permit. And as you see right there, right? Look at all those states, right? That they allow you to carry a concealed carry, basically permit. You can have it in those states listed, right? You see all those blues; those are the states that you're able to carry a concealed weapon if you have the Arizona. And see right there, I clicked on Washington. That's red. Oregon is red too. And obviously all the blue states, man, like you can see it right there. Alabama definitely not. They recognize it. So as you see, like all those middle states there. But yeah, Nevada, you're allowed. Colorado, you're allowed. All these states you're allowed to. So if you have the Arizona permit, look at all these states that you're allowed to. If you travel to all these states, like for me, I go to Nevada a lot, Utah, sometimes Colorado, and even New Mexico, right? So the surrounding states allow you to carry a concealed weapon. So again, Arizona does not require you to have one. It's an open carry state and a concealed carry state without even having a permit needed. But again, if you get one, this is the big benefits. You're able to carry it to all these states. Look at all those blue states that I highlighted. Not blue as in, Republican versus Democrats, but blue based on this. So yeah, not bad. So I just wanted to show you how it looks like. This is the LAPD CCW permit. This is the older one I had. It looks different from the one I just recently received. But yeah, basically tells you their, date of birth, all that stuff, last name, full name, occupation, all that identifying features, your eyes, height, weight, all that stuff. And then in the back of this permit, your CCW weapons are listed by serial number, the ones that you're qualified for. So that's what's going to show up in this permit. But it's definitely different from the new one. Still the same, more or less, just a little bit different the ways, the color and all that stuff. But it's still the same concept. In the back, the weapons that you qualified for your CCW are listed by serial number, make, and model. So it's pretty much the same, but this is how it looks like for the new one, 2025 at least. And last but not least, I just actually received it today, September 20th. I received my Arizona concealed weapons permit. So yeah, it didn't take too long. Literally, like a couple weeks. Within a couple of days from when I submitted my fingerprints, I received an email that said that everything was processed. So yeah, it's really, really quick. And again, couldn't recommend it more. Shout out to Medic Up Consulting for providing the training and allowing me to have this permit. So there you have it, guys. As you see, it's pretty simple. Again, the renewal process is way easier. Things may have changed now as far as the application process. It seems like it's a lot faster from the training that I did a couple weeks back and talking to the guys that applied through LASD. Very unfortunate for them because it took them over a year and a half to get approved, and it took California Rifle and Pistol Association to step in and sue the county and persuade them to push all these applications for them to finally be able to obtain the training so they can get their permits. That's really unsat. I'm lucky that I'm able to get my permit from LAPD right away. It took me only, let's say, I would say within a couple of weeks from when the website was up and running. I was checking on it like every day. Since the Bruin decision happened, I was logging on to the LAPD website for obtaining a CCW, doing that like every day. And then I think it took like about over a week or 2 weeks, something like that. Finally, it showed up, and you're able to like finally log in and apply, and that was a very, very easy process. As I mentioned earlier, pretty easy process. Again, that may have changed now. I'm gonna guess that it has changed, but the renewal process definitely a lot easier. So guys, take advantage of the opportunity, protect yourself, protect your family, and stay safe out there.